Guys, I do want to go to Dr. Ben Carson, who's joining me on the phone right now. I don't want to keep him waiting too long ahead of the president addressing this number. Doctor, it's always good to have you.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
First off, I want to get something that's raised some eyebrows. I know you are helping to conduct Donald Trump's running mate search, and he confused some people by saying he'd be open to putting a Democrat on the ticket. He has since poo-pooed that talk. Are you and the people you could be looking at including Democrats?
Well, what I've said is that if there's a Democrat, a prominent Democrat, who believes in the Constitution, including the First and Second Amendment, believes in personal responsibility, hard work, hand up rather than a handout, fiscal responsibility, and strong, responsible military, sure, I'd be happy to talk to such a person, but I don't know of any such people. Somebody let me know.
All right, so I just want to be clear. Still on the table, remote though it may be, is a Democrat to run with Donald Trump.
If they met all of those criteria, in which case they would really be a Republican. They just wouldn't know it.
Okay. Switching gears, could it end up being you? Could you be like what Dick Cheney was for President Bush? You go through the search and conclude, like Dick Cheney did, there's really no one better than me.
I don't want it to be, because it would be such a big distraction. You remember before once I started gaining steam, the left just went berserk. Why would I want to bring all that distraction to the situation? It's much too important that we win.
What about former candidates who ran, like yourself? You seem to have ruled yourself out, but Marco Rubio's name has come up. But, of course, they had a lot of bad words back and forth. Is that hard to overcome?
It's not hard for me to overcome. Some people, they let things stick in their craw a little longer. But, the fact of the matter is what we have to be thinking about is the country. What's going to happen to the country if we fail in this endeavor? And therefore, we have to make all of those issues secondary issues.
But, you've also got a good people sense, Doctor, maybe because of the years as such a top surgeon, that you know to meet and talk to people. You've had a good way to sort of facilitate a discussion and a rational one of that. And the fear seems to be, and maybe it's part of the screening process, I don't know, that ill will from a campaign, if it's too ill, and people can't get past go. And they'll remember, as you said, even when you surged in the polls and you became a lightning rod for criticism, a lot of people can remember that. Would you then preclude those individuals who were particularly nasty back and forth with Donald Trump, and that whatever the justification rallying around the nominee now, you would fear that the media wouldn't get over it, voters couldn't get over it, and so you take those people out?
I don't know if you take them out, but you certainly take that into consideration. Could you ask yourself, is that an indication of how they really feel, or were they just, doing what was politically expedient for them? That's what we have to sort out.
But you think that you could survive all the playing the press clips and everything else, because almost everyone who ran against Donald Trump was on the receiving end of his name calling, and then they were turning it with him. I mean, how do you sort that out?
Well, that speaks to the level of maturity that a person has. He said some things about me too, but I recognize why that was going on. I know he didn't really feel that way.
Yeah.
But, people say what they need to say at the time. You can sort those kinds of things out by looking at a person's life and by, looking at their relationships with lots of other people. It's a complex thing. It's not the simple political thought of this person can bring me this state or this person can bring me this demographic. It's got to go much deeper than that because, we're trying to fix an ailing country.